Welcome back, miners and crafters, to Black Sheep. I don't know what episode it is, and I can't be bothered to look it up, so welcome back anyways. Today, I'm gonna work on an XP farm, but usually when... Usually when I make these things, I always build them around my own base, and everyone has to come to me and use them. And honestly, with everything I have going on inside the keep right now, I have plenty of XP. I don't really need a farm. I don't want to make everyone else come all the way over here every time they want to use it. So I offered to build one over by Kren and Eidolon's base. And that's what we're kind of working on today. Now, I've already put the pistons and observers down. Just a simple trident killer, or the one I usually use for everything. I got a couple blocks, so I had to run home real quick. But you guys get to come along with me as we're going to build an XP farm. It's just a simple armadillo style farm. Alright, so we are going to park Idlefax right here. Hey boy, there we go. And there goes the wild Eidolon in her natural habitat of the storage unit. And she's gone. And there's the wild spindly boar, also known as Kren. Completely lost. Alright, let's get out of here before the natives find us. Alright, so they've got this cool little grotto back here, and they asked if I could put it in right inside this pillar. That's a natural pillar that was here. And I said, I think I can do that. So we have a piston, an observer facing the piston, one facing that observer, and so on. So when this one moves, it triggers and goes around and round and round. And out of all the things to forget, I forgot a lever. That's good. Okay, to make this a little bit easier to explain, I decided to hop over here to Creative Flat World so I can kind of show you how these builds actually go together. I already have one build here, and they're really not that complicated. Here's generally a list of stuff that you're going to need. Obviously, minus these 2 spawn eggs, it's just easier to do that here in the flat world. But you're going to need about 47 stacks of solid blocks. 1 slab, 1 trapdoor, 2 buttons, a minecart, a rail, a lever, 8 observers, 9 pieces of glass, a dispenser, 4 pistons, a stair, 4 copper blocks or some similar type of block that silverfish can't burrow into, a few ladders, at least 1 trident. You're going to need infested potions to actually work this. 1 sand block, 1 torch, and 1 cactus. It's actually a pretty straightforward process to actually build this thing. I'm going to leave these guys up there for now, so we're not cluttering up our bar for nothing. And to start this, you quite simply just need to put... What we're going to start with is actually the trident killer machine. So you want 1 piston, an observer facing in so that the face of it is actually looking at that piston. Then another observer watching that observer, a piston, a couple observers, another piston, 1 more piston, observer, observer. And basically what we just built was a Minecraft version of a blender. Now, if you just take a lever, put it right here, turn it on, it'll fire up 1 time to go around. And then from here, this is your on-off switch. Real easy, turn it on and off. And then you can see the rest of the structure that we built over in the other world. Now back here above the observer, you want one button. And all that button is there for that sand. You could put a slab there, you could put a trap door there, as long as it's on top of that block. And you can put the sand above it. I like the button just because it floats. And now, next to the sand, we're going to leave those two spots open. And that is mainly because that is where the cactus is going to be. And if anything is next to the cactus, it doesn't typically work, because the cactus won't grow. Now we are going to put one block in here temporarily, just so we can attach a trapdoor to the... Oh, right there. Actually, we didn't even need that. So we need it attached to the bottom of that block. And this gives us enough space for a cactus. We are going to add our dispenser in right here. This is where our little armadillo is going to live. And this will dispense the infestation potions against him. Now we want an upside down stair here, an upside down stair here. And that gives enough room for the silverfish to fall out. One more round of blocks. Now I like to add a stair on either side up here. 2 temporary blocks, and then a slab. And you can break out these 2 temporary blocks in. Now I did orientate this to a north-south just for the minecart, or the track, because it's always going to go north-south. I'm going to put one minecart right there, and then break the rail. That cart is now there, and that's where it lives, and that's where our little buddy is going to stay. We want to go back in here, break out these 4 blocks, and then add, for me, just the copper blocks. And that's it. So take a trident, throw it into the back piston over there. You can turn the lever on to make sure it works. You can see that trident is actually getting bounced around. It's loud, but it's getting bounced around. And short of adding the mobs and the potions, this is actually the whole farm. It's that easy to build, guys. I forgot one step. Now, make sure you put the button next to the dispenser, not on it. Because if you put one on it, you can see that trapdoor moves. If you put it there and hit that button, the armadillo will fall through and it will break your farm. So just go next to it, it'll power this block, and then it will actually work that dispenser. Now, for the sake of doing this as if you were in a regular world, we are just going to build a temporary set of stairs. And it's daytime, so unfortunately this guy's going to burn. But at night, you could actually get these guys to follow you. Literally just climb up and stand on the other side, and these guys will walk through and get caught right there. But we don't have to do that. We have the magic of creative mode, so we are going to place one zombie right there. Now with that slab above his head, during the daytime he won't burn, so he's kind of protected. You want to name tag him though, because if you leave the area, There we go. We are going to name tag him. And boom. He is there for the life of your farm, unless you switch into peaceful mode, in which case he will be gone. Now, I've seen other people build this farm and they say to add up to 5 armadillos, but I find on Bedrock that can get a lot of lag. I have plenty of luck with just a single armadillo in here. And you can see he balled up instantly in there. That's because he's afraid of the zombie. Which is what we want, because if he's balled up, he is really protected in there. 1 piece of glass, just to seal him in. We want our infestation potion. And guys, that's it. This farm is done. There we go. That is literally all you have to do to build this farm. You would just hit the button. And as you can see, that armadillo is now taking damage because of the cactus. And just by standing in the front, you can collect all the experience orbs. They'll actually make their way through the piston gaps in there. Oh, but it is so loud. And this farm will run the entire duration of that potion, which I think is roughly 3 minutes or so. So once the potion has run its time, and yeah, you can see I'm gathering all the experience points, you would just want to come up the side and break that cactus. That is where the ladders come in hand. 5 ladders down the side. They allow you to go up, break and place the cactus, and check on the top of your farm. That's it. That is an XP farm that will easily get you 30 levels in a matter of just minutes, just standing there. Now you can build a little AFK room around here if you want, do this a couple times. You can add multiple armadillos, which cause even more silverfish to spawn. But honestly, I don't see a need for it. And that's it. I'm gonna hop back over to the actual survival world and just keep building it. You guys come along with that. That's good, yeah. That should be fine, right? No one's gonna know. Now, part of this farm is we're going to be using the silverfish. And since they burrow into a lot of different things, we want a block down here that they cannot get into. And I think the copper will work out just fine for what we're looking for. Now, we want to, once we get this, we want to place a button right there. We're going to put a piece of sand above that button, so that way it stops it from falling. And then above that sand, 1 whole block, the next block we want a bottom trapdoor. Okay, and this is going to allow us to put a cactus in at that location. Let's see here. Okay. And we're going to fix that back up, because again, they want it kind of hidden, kind of natural looking. We are going to need a few different things in here. Actually, we need some stone stairs. And Make a couple of those and back to our spot. Now, I would have them all in chat with me too, but it seems like every time I want to use chat through Discord, because we're Bedrock and we don't get to have anything cool, that the entire thing crashes on me. Okay, so we want one stair there. No, we don't. We want one stair there. There we go. And then one stair. No, we're going to put a temporary block right there. Right there. Okay. We're going to be hitting this armadillo with infestation. And that'll stop him from falling out, but that's just enough space where the silverfish will actually fall out. So that'll work out really good. Let's get rid of this dirt. We want to make sure this thing is secure. All right, and on that block right there, we want a dispenser. And then there's that. And then on this block that I'm standing on, we want a button here. If we put a button on the dispenser directly, it will dispense the potions. But unfortunately, it'll also trigger that door and dump our armadillo down. And we don't want that to happen. Nope, I was on the wrong side for that, wasn't I? So by placing it here, we can actually power this block, which will power that dispenser and not ruin everything else for us. Okay, and then one of the other things we have to add to this is a spot for another friend. So we're gonna put a rail. Ooh. I don't like it facing that way. I know it doesn't really make much of a difference, but for me, it just makes my brain hurt less. We're gonna have to escape out this way. So we need to get a zombie right there. We're gonna put that in. Yep, that'll work. Okay. I think for now. There we go. Okay. That is it for that. Now we are going to break this rail. Nope, that is not going to work either. Alright, so we're going to have to break the rail after our friend is in there and once we secure everything else. That. A little bit of that. Alright, so we need a trident. We will need a block right there. I'm going to give them a little bit of glass here and here. And that is not in the right place at all. Alright, I was thinking and I wasn't using a net, and you know, things happen. That one can actually go. Okay. Alright. Oh. There we go. Alright, another quick ride home. We need to capture a zombie. We need a lever. We have the armadillos with us. I think I'm going to make a couple more nets, and we're going to breed a couple of these guys, the armadillos, up for easier, just in case something happens. We don't have to go all the way back to the desert or the savannah to go get them. It'll make sense. They don't know they're housing armadillos yet, but they will. And those guys are really easy to breed up. You just need some spider eyes. They love to nibble on spider eyes. Doesn't sound like a good meal to me, but grab a couple eyeballs. And a name tag. You know, I'm just saying, you know, if you'd like to help out, it'd be appreciated. Totally not any unsolicited subliminal messages suggesting you should totally subscribe to Scargut Gaming on YouTube. No, I would never do that. Please do. And I forgot to go catch a zombie. Think if we do that and then say, come on, there we go. Okay, remember, his name is Subscribe. Subscribe. Subscribe? All right, they helped us out. I don't have to go craft a net. They actually had one. Oh. Oh. Gave me a net and then ran away. That's fine. So we're just going to pop this one right in there. Boom. And you see he just rolled right up into a ball immediately. We're going to put a piece of glass in there to protect him. We're going to break out this. This. Oh, no, we want that hopper. We're going to take a hopper and stick it right there. Put that right there. And then we're going to realize I'm an idiot and I put the buttons back into storage. Alright, that was your guys' job. You were supposed to remind me again. Ooh. Get out of here. Snakes bite. They're not friendly at all. Again, why are these things all friend-shaped if you can't be friends with any of them? Ooh, you know what? Crafting table means I can make a stone button. You know what? I don't know if the armadillo will despawn either. These are things I guess I really need to think about before I start doing stuff. I don't think it will. But just in case. Let's name him Pendleton. Anyone tell me what movie that was from? Let's get this. All right. Somebody did not light up his under area when they were actually making their stuff. Alright, so another wart. Another wart. Another wart. Another wart. Another wart. Okay. Now just a quick check. We gotta make sure our armadillo's there, and I don't think they have to be tagged, but just in case. Man, I'm just making a mess out of this. All right. Shimmy, shimmy. Oh. Oh boy. What helps? You actually start them. Promise, I kind of know what I'm doing here. Except for that one piece of stone I should have brought with me. Okay. I don't know what they've got placed. You know what? There we go. If he can tell that one's missing, then I'll come back and replace it without watching the video. Alright, so nether wart. And then we're going to put a stone in there. Perfect. And that will turn it into an infestation potion. Next, we'll add the gunpowder, and it becomes a splash potion. Alright, so that's 9 in there. Another 5 here. Plus a chest full. So they have plenty they can stock up in there with. I want to make this as easy as I possibly can for them. So, you know what? Let's... We're going to grab 2 pieces of sand. Give them a few cactus. I believe, yep, we have 1, 2, let's take this one and this one, combine them real quick. Wow, that's horrible. All right. Oh, I forgot a potion. Get that away too soon. Yep, see, he's got that little thing. He'll wander around forever trying to figure out where that thing goes. Alright, see, I planned on sleeping. Yep, and I was just making the comment how much easier this was doing this on horseback. And that's twice now I left my horse over there to run back and forth. Hey, little birdie. I'm gonna say road runner, but I don't know. Pixel birds are confusing. See if I know. There we go. I got one right. Nope. Pheasants, I think. Now it's experimenting time. Well, that doesn't help me at all. Horse. See, I know my animals and my shapes. I got this. I'm perfect now. It's like my horse refuses to go on the path. Here, yeah, let me put. There you go. See? Oh, now he's safe. No, we're not putting our stakes in there. We can have those, and we're gonna take two more and plant them over here on their hill, because why wouldn't you? Alright, there we go. Clean up their area. All right, the reason the cactus wasn't placing is because there was a block on the side where the cactus was supposed to go. If there's anything next to them, they won't grow, so we just had to bust out that one block. There we go, and we can hear him screaming. All right, and just like that, our job here is done. I really like being able to do that stuff, and it helps our little family or community here. It doesn't always have to be about you, yourself, or your own base. Reaching out and helping those around you is just something we should all do, in-game and in real life. I knew they'd appreciate it and they could really use it over there. And those are so easy to construct, it's good for everyone. I might even make a bunch of the pots and just store up their chest for them, because I have all the stuff. And we have the blaze farm, so we have unlimited blaze rods inside the dwarven keep. Oh, nope, I didn't bring them with me though. I'm gonna give them a bunch of the blaze rods. I might actually go do that. Let me go grab a couple stacks, because that's initially why I built that thing in here to begin with. They were talking about possibly needing a bunch for Enrod, or I mean, yeah, the lights, and you need the blaze rods to make the end rods. So let's grab those. Yeah. But I'm gonna go deliver this gift to them. because I know they really need them. And I think that's going to wrap up this episode. It was just a really quick XP farm so we could gift it to our friends. We made... I managed to stash away that little amethyst farm over here now, since we can move those. And I'm thinking about putting a little secret door here or something, but since we're in this area, this is gonna work out great. I can make all the stained, the stained glass I want, or tinted glass. And it's just so nice coming through here. Look at my treasures. We have gold, we have emerald, we have diamond, and we have iron. Because we're dwarfs, and that's how we roll. So, until next time, guys, thank you so much for coming along on this journey, and as always, thank you.